Hi everyone, and welcome to another one of my Vlogmas videos. So if you haven't watched part one of this little December vlog that I am doing, I will leave a link to it up in the eye in the corner. You should definitely go and check that video out first, and in it I talk about the books that I'm currently reading and kind of what I plan to read this month. But in that video I had initially started off by making it like a reading vlog and wanting to mainly focus on my reading and vlogging it throughout the month. But in hindsight, I've actually been really inspired by a lot of people's Vlogmas videos where they're not just doing like a reading vlog, it's just kind of a vlog of their life throughout the month of December. So I've decided, since there wasn't a whole lot of reading that took place in that vlog, I would refer to it as like a little Vlogmas video. It's not going to be like everybody else's Vlogmas. I'm not filming every single day. I'm definitely not uploading every single day, but I am going to try my best and take you along with me as much as possible throughout the month of December. And if that's reading, then that's reading, or if it's the other things that I get up to, then whatever it is, it's all going to end up in one of these videos throughout the month. But rather than doing it like Vlogmas day one, I'm just doing it like Vlogmas number one is what I called that video, and this is number two. So like I said, if you haven't watched part one, you should definitely go and check it out first, but we are here for part two now to give you a little update. It is currently December 5th. It's nearly 8 o'clock at night, which is why the lighting is so like dark and kind of yellowy. This was like the best lighting that I could find in my apartment, and I'm actually not too mad about it. I really like that I can film in front of my Christmas tree, so let me know if this lighting is like decent enough that I would be able to get away with it for like a regular sit down, not vlog style video, because I really like being able to film in front of my Christmas tree. As far as my reading goes, I am still reading The Two Towers. This morning I read up to page 339, so I read a little less than 40 pages this morning, which for how my reading has been going lately, that's actually pretty good for me right now. So I'm pretty confident that I will be able to finish this book within the next day or so, and I've already started thinking about what other books I want to pick up after this. I know in my last vlog I said I wanted to finish Heir of Fire, but since both of those are very like high fantasy books, I figure that might not be the best thing for me, and I should pick up some other books that are not in the fantasy genre. So I've already started thinking about some other books that I want to pick up, and I'm really excited about it. Like, I can definitely feel my like passion for reading coming back, so I'm really excited for these vlogs throughout the month, and I hope they are at least a little bit interesting for whoever is watching them. As for the rest of the night, which is almost over at this point, I am in desperate need of a hair wash, so that is what I am going to go do, and then I think I will cozy up in some Christmas pajamas, make myself a cup of coffee, and continue on reading this book and maybe watch like a movie or something like that. And yeah, those are my plans for the night, and I will see you when I will update you next. I don't actually know if I'm going to do much reading or vlogging tomorrow because there's actually two like physical therapists coming to my apartment for my mom. So one's coming in the morning and one's coming in the afternoon. So I just don't know how much like vlogging or reading I'm going to get done tomorrow, since a lot of my reading I've actually been doing in the morning, which is kind of unusual for me. So they're coming pretty early in the morning, so I have to get ready early. So either way, you're probably going to get a montage next, so roll the film. Hey guys, so it is now the 7th of December. As per expected, I didn't get around to vlogging at all yesterday, although I did feel like I had a pretty productive day. Like, I cleaned the house and I like organized a bunch of stuff, and I felt like yesterday was just a day for me to kind of get my life back together again. So I felt pretty good about yesterday, but I didn't get around to vlogging anything. However, my mother and I did watch the Fellowship of the Ring last night because I've just very much been in the mood for Lord of the Rings. Speaking of which, this morning I ended up finishing The Two Towers. I loved it as per expected. 5 out of 5 stars. I think whenever I get around to picking up The Return of the King, I am going to be enjoying that book even more because I am going to go into that book with the mindset of not just reading it on the days when I feel like I'm having especially good days. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I talked about this in my last vlog, how when I picked up The Fellowship of the Ring and The Two Towers, I would only read them on days when I felt like they were really good days so that I could get the very best out of this book. After I kind of changed my mindset and I just read this book whenever I felt like it, I found that reading this book actually made not so good days a little bit better because I love this book so much. So I think whenever I get around to reading The Return of the King, I'm gonna have an even better experience reading that book because I'm gonna try to not read it over an entire year like I have with the first 2 books in this series. But point being, I absolutely loved this, and we're currently rewatching the Lord of the Rings films. We're like right at the end of The Fellowship of the Ring, and then we're going to jump into the Two Towers film, which I'm very excited for after picking this book up. Although I do feel like I might not have the movies like 100% memorized in my head, but I do think that there are points in this book, especially when following like Frodo and Sam and Gollum, where scenes in this book actually take place in the Return of the King film, if I am remembering correctly, like Shelob and stuff like that, I think happens in Return of the King, but in this book, it happens in The Two Towers. So yeah, that's just my little thoughts on this book. So now I am going to be moving on to my next book, which, like I mentioned the other night, I don't think I'm going to be jumping right into Heir of Fire because I think I need a little bit of a break from like high fantasy books. So I thought I would pick up something that was just kind of lighter and easy to read. So I am going to be picking up The Betrayed by Kiera Cass. This is the sequel, as well as I believe the conclusion to the Betrothed duology. I read the first book last year and I didn't love it, but I also didn't hate it. It's definitely not the best written book ever as far as like everything about it, but there was like the premise of the first book, if I remember correctly, is we're following our main character called Hollis, and I think she's already like of nobility, like her family is a part of the king's court, but then she ends up being chosen to be the king's wife, and then she ends up falling in love with somebody else, and that's like the premise of the story. If I remember correctly, nothing else happens in the book besides that until the very end, in which I'll give it to the author. She makes some very bold choices as far as the characters. So I was definitely intrigued by that enough to pick up the sequel, but it's definitely like a very easy sort of book to read. So I feel like this is going to be a good one to pick up after reading something like The Two Towers. So very excited to jump into this. It's also a very beautiful book as well. Even like the end pages are all detailed. Nothing going on the front cover, but it's still a very pretty book. So yeah, that is what I'm going to be reading for today. I also thought we could open up some more of my advent calendars because I haven't opened any since my last vlog. So with my chocolate calendar, we only opened up to day 2 and it's now the 7th. So I think we can go through quite a few of these today. I'm still looking for the crackle one because that one is my favorite. Will it be in day 3? It is not. It's the peanut one, which I do enjoy the peanut one also. I like if they've got like a little something special in them besides just the plain old milk chocolate. And then we'll open day 4. Will it be a crackle? It's another peanut one. All right, well, in that case, I was going to stop at day 4, but we'll move on to day 5 because I'm determined to get a crackle one before the day is out. So day 5, I think it's the little off-brand peanut M&Ms. Not even peanut M&Ms, they're just regular M&Ms. I would have even been more excited had they been peanuts. Okay, these are fine. You know what? Then we're gonna move on to day 6 because I'm determined to get a crackle bar. Okay, will this be it? It's more M&Ms. Why? Okay, well, I guess it's day 7, so we'll just open up day 7, wherever it is. Here it is. All right, will it be a crackle bar? Let's find out. More off-brand M&Ms. Well, you know what? that was disappointing. So now we're gonna open up some princess socks because I was very disappointed with my chocolate calendar. So we've got the, I almost hit myself in the face with this, I don't know if you noticed. Again, we only opened up to day 2 the last time that we did this, so we'll just open up another like 2 days worth since this one only has 15 days in it. So this one, because it's bigger, I know it's not going to be the ankle socks. It's like the regular size socks that I don't know the name of, and they're black, which I always appreciate black socks. Oh, these are lovely. They have the castle on it, and it says Fierce Dreamer. Oh my goodness, I love these. I really love the color scheme that we've got going on with these socks because so far 2 of them have been mostly black colored, whereas the calendar that I got last year that was also Disney Princess socks was a lot of like pastel colors, which is not my favorite. So now we'll open up day 4, which looks like it's going to be another one of the taller socks. This one is pink. Okay, not my favorite, but it is Ariel. Oh, these are so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with all of the socks in this calendar so far. This is so much more fun than the chocolate one. Okay, so those are all that I'm going to open for today because I don't want to go through these too quickly because I'm having so much fun with it. I'm going to take all of my candy and save it for later. For now, I am going to jump into this book. I'm very excited for it, to be honest with you. This, like, Kira Cass is not the best writer in my opinion, but I do think she writes some very, like, entertaining, guilty pleasure kind of stories. So I am pretty excited to jump into this, and who knows, maybe her writing will have improved from the last one, but yeah, I'm pretty excited to jump into this book. As far as the rest of the day and any other festive things I might be up to, I know me and a friend of mine might be going Christmas shopping either today or tomorrow, which I am pretty excited about because I kind of saved my Christmas shopping for later than I usually would, but I also didn't anticipate any of the stuff that happening. So yeah, we might do that either tonight or tomorrow. I'm not sure which, but I'm very excited for that. But if we don't do it today, then I might actually bake some cookies later. I've got gingerbread cookies and sugar cookies that have Snoopy on them. So I'm pretty excited for both of those. So I might do that today as well. Hey guys, so it is now the next day, which makes it the 8th of December. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. I actually meant to update you guys again last night after I read a little bit of my book, but I didn't actually end up reading until like well after 11 o'clock at night is when I got most of my reading done. So I figured it was a bit late to whip out the camera and start talking at that hour, so I thought I would just update you guys again today, and I think I will probably end this vlog here because I feel like it's probably getting a little bit long. I would also just like to say I am wearing this shirt ironically because the Hallmark channel is my least favorite channel ever, so just want to put that out there before anybody makes assumptions. But yes, I have started reading The Betrayed. I'm about 70 pages into it, and similarly to the first book, I'm not super loving it. Like, it probably won't be any more than a 3-star at the highest, but I'm also, like, not hating it. Like, I'm having a good time reading this book because that's just the kind of books that Kira Cass writes. So I'm enjoying it. I will say I definitely forgot a lot from the first book. I know I said that not a lot happened plot-wise, and I think that, like, as far as the plot goes, I remember basically what happened from the first book, but I definitely forgot, like, some of the characters, but I feel like I was able to, like, refamiliarize myself with the characters pretty quickly in this book. However, the politics of this fictional country world that we're following, no idea what's going on. Like, I have no idea what's happening with the politics, but I also feel like they're kind of second to this series. Like, it's mainly a romance, I think, which is kind of ironic if you know what happened in the first book. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I think there's a romance a brewing in this book as well, and it is like I'm gonna assume it's gonna be like a hate to love romance, and it's kind of cheesy, kind of trashy, dare I say, but I'm also like kind of loving it. So that's what matters, even though I don't know what's happening as far as the politics. So yeah, I'm 70 pages into it. I think I already said that, but I'm enjoying it. I'm reading it pretty quickly, considering I've probably only been reading it for like a grand total of a half hour over like 2 times of reading it, and I'm 70 pages in, so that's pretty good. I'm reading it pretty fast. So yeah, that's my little reading update. Last night I didn't end up going shopping yesterday. We're actually going to do that today in like an hour or so. So last night I ended up making some cookies. So I think I told you guys that I had gingerbread cookies and then cookies with Snoopy on them. So I started off making the gingerbread cookies. Unfortunately, my heat also just kicked on, so I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background. But unfortunately, I burnt the gingerbread cookies, which was kind of to be expected because whenever I'm trying to make a cookie that is not like a pale color and you know that it's done because said cookie has gotten darker, I usually end up burning them because I'm so afraid of undercooking them. So yeah, they started off the color that they were supposed to end at, and I just was so afraid that I was undercooking them that I ended up overcooking them and they tasted gross. So they all went in the trash, and then I made the Snoopy cookies, which ended up looking pretty cute, so very happy with those. All of them came from a package, by the way. Like, none of that was homemade, handmade, whatever you want to call it. Not really my jam. So yeah, happy with packaged cookies. I had a good time making them. So yeah, those are my plans for today. Is in like an hour we are going to go Christmas shopping, but now that my heat has kicked on, I think that means that it's probably time for me to end this vlog here. I really hope that these videos are at least a little bit interesting. I know I'm not getting a whole lot of reading done, and that's usually what my vlogs consist of because I don't get up to a whole lot in the rest of my life, so I really hope this isn't just like super boring. But either way, if you did enjoy this video even a little bit, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!